to another short video. Today's video is going to be on the BCBA 5th edition task list, specifically looking at B-1, which is all about behavior versus response class. For those of you who are just joining, please subscribe. My name is Amelia Mascioni from the Beautiful Mind Academy. Our academy specializes in individualized programs in math, language, science, at the level K all the way up to adult learning. We also do practice exams and tutoring for the BCBA 5th edition. For those of us who are looking for one-to-one or group sessions, feel free to reach out to me. All of my personal information is on the screen. So let's jump in. Like I said, we're going to be looking at behavior and what behavior is. So when we look at behavior, it's anything an organism does that changes the environment. And the key words here to remember are behavior needs to be measurable, observable, completed by an organism, and keep in mind private events are considered behavior. We can also do the dead man's test if we're ever unsure about if something is a behavior or not a behavior. So just a little quiz along the way. Is it behavior? If we talk about non-compliance, would you consider that behavior or not behavior? I'll give you a second. The correct answer here is no, it is not a behavior. So anytime that we're talking about not doing something, then it is not a behavior. In this case, we would be looking at certain behaviors like answering questions the first time when asked by the teacher. And those behaviors have to be very, very specific. Writing, is writing a behavior? Yes, writing is a behavior. Reading, is reading a behavior? Yes, reading would also be a behavior. All right, so for 4 to 10, comment down below if you think daydreaming, not sitting, a balloon in the air, your friend watching you scream, hitting a pier, whispering to yourself, your body shaking from being scared. Comment down below whether you think it is behavior or not, and let's start a conversation on the reasons why we think it is versus why we don't. Let's now move on to response. So we did just look at behavior as a whole, and now we're going to look at response. So when we look at response, it's a single and specific instance of a behavior. Okay, so when we're looking at response, we're looking at picking flowers versus picking a flower, or screaming versus every instance of screaming, throwing items versus throwing a ball. So for this one, I like to think of behavior as that umbrella term, and then the responses as like those subcategories to that behavior, every single response from that behavior. And if you start to look at it like that, you'll be able to tell the difference between if it's behavior versus if it is a response. Because then we get into response class, which is going to have its own characteristics that really set it apart. Because when we're looking at response class, we're looking at a response that consists of behaviors. Although they look different, they result in the same consequence. So the example here is whether somebody says hi or waves or taps somebody on the shoulder. All of these responses are going to get attention, right? So in this case, all of these 3 different looking behaviors are still going to end up in the same consequence, which is getting attention. Whereas if we're paying with cash, swiping our debit card, paying with our phone, what do you think this will get us? Again, we can maybe comment down below on that one. So when we are looking at the differences here between behavior, response, and response class, we really need to see that they are quite different. So when we are trying to look and see what those differences are, remember for a response class, we're looking for a variety of behaviors that result in the same consequence. And then for behavior and response, behavior, you're looking for something that an organism does, this private event, something that's measurable and observable that we can all go in and see the exact same thing happening. And then response is just one instance of behavior. Okay. So this was just a little glimpse into the section B1. If you have any questions, comment down below and I'll be more than happy to assist. If you do have any examples that you would like to share, feel free to also comment down below. Or even if you have any ways that you have differentiated the three, you can also help others. So thanks for watching and I'll see you in my next video.